Hello and welcome, ladies. If you're new here, my name is Jax and this is my channel where I have been sharing my infertility, IVF, adoption, parenting, and now pregnancy journeys, all with a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of fact thrown in there so that you feel better about navigating your own journey. So come along this week on my 15-week pregnancy update. Let's kick it off like we always do with the baby update first. Beta baby is about the size of a yellow canary now, or an apple, or an avocado, or about 4 inches long, and they weigh 2.5-ish ounces. So getting bigger. The big updates this week is their facial features continue to change, look like less scary alien, more human-like. The eyes and ears continue to shift to their proper positions, and the placenta is now fully producing all the oxygen that the baby needs. Another big update is I think we have landed on a name. So a few weeks ago, I thought we had the name and we tried it out for a week and we ended up not going with it. We didn't like how the first and the middle name went together, but this week we have been trying out a different name and I think we're both really happy with it. So sometime in January, I am going to do a name reveal game, so subscribe if you're not, because you definitely want to be a part of that. But essentially, I think what I'll do is I'll take a whole week, I'll drop clues and little videos every single day until Friday. It's the big name and thus gender reveal. And yeah, it should be fun. I'm having a lot of fun making the clues for it. I'm sure I'll have a prize for it too if you get it right, but I'll have to figure out how to do that in case multiple people get it right. But yeah, it should be really fun. So I don't think because of COVID, we're gonna have any sort of name reveal party like we did with Evangeline. But my friends and family, maybe I'll let them play the game the week before so that they can be in on the fun. All right, on to mom updates. I am weighing in at 147.2, as you can see over on this handy dandy chart. So I am still struggling with weight gain, and we'll get into that just a little bit more in my game plan for that in just a second. My stomach is hovering around 29 to 30 inches. It's somewhere in there. Again, it's really hard for me to consistently measure, so I would definitely say that I'm about 29 to 30 inches around, so still getting a little bit bigger. So here's from the side, from the front, and then, whew, so we're looking front, got anything? And from the side. So I think it was last week or the week before I mentioned that the girls had kind of been slacking. They took personal offense to that and have definitely grown in the last week. I'm sorry I insulted you, but they are definitely changing, bumps getting bigger, everything on the front half is definitely getting larger. But we'll save the stupid eating update till the end because you guys have heard it. But I do have a plan, so I will get there. Let's start with more interesting things. One of the big updates that all the apps keep saying is that your blood volume is increasing. I can definitely feel that a little. I'm getting a little more winded, and some of the other symptoms that I didn't connect until my app gave me a little hey, did you know about this thing? Was that my allergies are way worse, and it's something to do with the increased blood volume making you more sniffly. And I was like, oh, I'm not insane. It's not just a really bad allergy year. That's a pregnancy symptom, which I totally didn't know about. So next update is I'm trying to learn to sleep on my side instead of my back. For the last few years, I've been exclusively sleeping on my back, so it's been a challenge. And I have to admit, I'm in an on-again, off-again relationship with my pregnancy pillow. I loved it for a week, and then I despised it, and now I keep swapping it in. Sleep quality is definitely diminished. I'm having a lot of trouble, I think partially because my hips still hurt from the injections when I sleep and put that much pressure on them. I'm just not finding the right position. So I did a little bit more research, and I'm gonna clear with my OB before I do, but my research indicated that if you sleep on a slight incline, I'm not sure if they make them for pregnancy, but I know they make them for snoring, are these pillows that are just a slight wedge incline so that from your waist to your head, you're a little bit up. my research indicated that that kind of eliminates the safety risk with sleeping on your back. And to be fair, the safety risk with sleeping on your back is not well proven, but on the safe side, they always tell you to sleep on your side. And plus it is starting to get uncomfortable to have that weight pressing down. So I think eventually how uncomfortable it would make me feel would make me have to find a different sleeping position anyway. So I'm going to give that a try once I clear it with my OB. I do have an appointment with them, or actually not my OB, another OB in the practice in a week or so. So when this is going up is actually my appointment date. Hey, that worked out twice. So as always, I'll give a little quick Instagram story update from my actual appointment. But yeah, I'll talk to them about that. And then just for reference, that is my last OB appointment until my anatomy scan in like the second week of January, which I'm really looking forward to. It is a extra detailed anatomy scan. I do have to go to the hospital. IVF babies have just a slight higher chance of like heart defects, and so they always want those babies to get more detailed scans. So going to the hospital for that, but I'm actually really looking forward to that. We haven't had an ultrasound in a while, and I don't know, that one is kind of like the last health milestone to get through, so I'm actually kind of looking forward to that one. And last update before we jump to, I guess, the weekly segment of talking about nausea, and then the weekly segment of the silliest thing I cried at this week. But I am interviewing doulas. Actually, I have an interview later today and then 2 on Sunday because I picked out 3 that I thought were promising, and I get to interview them, which I've never interviewed doulas before, so I don't know how that's going to go. But as most hospitals are allowing doulas back in, and an increasing number are letting them back in overall. So I think by the time I get to my delivery, I should be fine. But yeah, we're doing those interviews. It should be fun. It makes it a little bit more real. This still all doesn't feel super real, which is, I think, another reason I'm looking forward to the anatomy scan to like prove it's tangible. All right, nausea update. It's bad, continues to be bad, continue not to gain weight. So being the little engineer I am, I was like, let's make a game plan and like an experiment. So 3 days ago, I started this experiment where I am taking Zofran very consistently, not just when I kind of feel I need it. I'm taking it very consistently at 6-hour intervals like you're supposed to. And I am keeping track of calories, which historically I don't do because it's A, not good for PCOS and insulin resistance, and B, I just hate it. But I want to know for sure if the calories in and the calories out are like matching. So I am taking the time to do that. I'm gonna do that for 7 days. If I can't get enough calories the majority of those days, then I'm going to call my OB's office and be like, hey, I am struggling. And what is the next step for this? I know there are additional steps, and I am just starting to get increasingly worried as we get farther and further from the first trimester, and beta baby needs more and more and more. When they're like a tiny jelly bean, like, yeah, you can leach all the fat and nutrients you want from me, like, that's not going to have an impact. But as they get bigger and bigger, I want to make sure that they are getting what they need, which your body usually always prioritizes the baby. But I also would like to feel better. Crazy concept, but I would also like to feel better. I've been feeling kind of ever since we started all of this treatment back in July. And then I've been feeling nausea since week 5 or 6. So I'm really cool with this part being over and moving on to the next part where I get to feel them and, just have more energy again. I am getting some good days. I just cannot for the life of me correlate what makes a good day good and why, and what is making these horrible days horrible. I cannot figure out the pattern of what I'm doing. So hence my little experiment, at least keep a few things constant. And see what the results are. Because I'm done playing. Let's get past this stage. All right, and now on to the silliest thing I cried at this week. So there's this other creator on YouTube, and every year she's done these pessimistic self versus optimistic self Christmas carols, where pessimism and optimism fight, over the events of the year and what the next year is going to be. Obviously, there was a lot of fodder for 2020's version of this song, and it starts out really funny, but then like the middle, it gets like a little bit serious, where people like share tweets of like how they beat cancer, like got close to their family over the 20. Lost it while I was watching this funny parody video. I'll leave the link down in the description below, but it was just meant to be funny, and then there was like one tiny serious bit in the middle, and that's all it took for me to like ugly cry, like, oh, family really does matter so much. Hormones are really fun. And actually that leads in perfectly into the husband's update. So this week, the husband just sent me a meme as his update. Whenever I sit down to film one of these, and I can't get him up here to interview, I ask him what his update is. And this time he just sent me a meme, and it's from the show Big Mouth that he's been watching, which is about a bunch of teenagers, but these teenagers have what's inside them called a hormone monster, and it's in the show what tells teenagers to just be butts and yell at each other. And then he just sent me this meme. So I guess I've had a bit of a hormone monster this week. To be fair, I am hormonal. I have not been eating well. And we had 2 nights where I only got 5.5 hours of sleep. And if you've been around for a while, you know lack of sleep is my Achilles heel. Like, it is literally like the hardest part of having a newborn for me. And I wasn't flipping ready for pregnancy to F with my sleep so much this early on. And Evangeline also had a really bad night after she had gotten like an immunization. I don't know if they're connected at all, but like she was really upset. So we had 2 nights back to back where I didn't get enough sleep. And so yes, hormone monster may have been a real thing in our life for those days. So he's enjoying pregnancy just as much as me. In summary, I think that's what we can take away from this. Anyway, as always, thank you all so much for watching. I have some fun videos planned for the next few weeks, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And until next time, ladies, keep on fighting.